All right, so this is the pasta sauce, the spaghetti sauce, whatever you want to call it, that I made. I did the 2-hour cook on it. The first hour is just get the tomatoes cooked down, and then the second hour is with the seasoning. So now I have it. Well, what I always like to do is the next day I get it out of the refrigerator and I bring it up to temperature. I get it boiling again, and I think it has a lot more flavor that way. So I'm going to show you today how to make a really, really great and easy red sauce with clams. So get this out of my way, because obviously I don't want to contaminate that whole bucket unless I was having a big party, and then I need a lot more clams. So I'm just going to take my pot here. Just the way it should be. So I'm thinking I need enough sauce for 2, and that's basically going to amount to 5 or 6 ladlefuls. Hefty ladlefuls, so I think we're going to be okay there. You can see this is still steaming. It hasn't had a chance to really cool. I want to get the heat under this because we just want to finish it off. So my big pot of sauce here is kind of generic, and I want to get a little more flavoring to it before I get the clams in here. So I've really decided that getting fresh clams, the little necks, you can do that, and steaming them, that's great. You know, it's a great accent on the plate, but you know, most restaurants still use frozen clams for the sauce. So I'm just going to show you the quick and easy way to make some red sauce with clams. And if you want to steam some little necks to put around just for decoration, be my guest. I go to a seafood store that's really nice, and I get a bucket of frozen clams that I think are pretty darn good. Alright, so while this is it's heating up real quick, I just want to show you 2 things. I had some leftover of my Italian seasoning. Remember, this is a teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of thyme, half a teaspoon of basil, and half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I really want to get some of that extra flavor in here, because it's not bland, it's really good, but I still want a little extra. So let's stir in a teaspoon here. This is all boiling away. The other thing that I always like to do when I'm adding clams is I like a deep sauce, so I'm just going to throw in an ounce or 2 of red wine. This is the red wine I used to make the sauce with. Now we got some really great color here. Obviously when you're cooking, or maybe it's not obvious, I like to use bigger pans, so my content's shallower. It's going to heat a lot quicker, especially when I throw these clams in. I just want to finish all this stuff. Boiling the heck out of it. Alright. Oh, this smells pretty good. So my clams, and these aren't like your cheap chopped up wasted clams. I will tell you that they tend to be frozen in a brine. Sometimes that can really end up being salty, so I strain them, rinse them real quick, and now I'm going to toss them in. Let's get these. The way I like it is, I want the sauce to be so full of clams. I don't want to just see a couple little pieces in most restaurants. This is perfect. The addition of a little more seasoning and a little bit of red wine really brings out Of course, these clams are pasteurized. That's the only way they can freeze them and keep them safe. So they've been kind of parboiled. So it doesn't take a whole lot to cook them in. I don't want to leave them in here forever because I don't want them to get tough. If you overcook them, it's heated through. And this just turns into a really, really nice sauce. It's just bubbling a little bit. I just want to cook it for a couple minutes. Of course, whenever I eat a meal like this, I have to have my starch. I gotta have bread. Anything that you can throw in the oven and warm up. And you can either, because there's so much flavor in the sauce, I would probably just put butter on my bread, but if you want, you can dip it in your olive oil. I found a couple really good olive oils that I love to do that with. But if you're going to season the olive oil, I do recommend to use fresh herbs and you chop them really well. You really can't reconstitute dry herbs. Alright, got everything boiling. So let's see what this looks like. Sauce meant for a king. I'm just going to put a little fresh grated cheese on here. And I think this looks lovely, tastes great, and hope you enjoy it. Want you to try it. This is all homemade stuff. This isn't, I'm sure people would say you should use, real tomatoes, but you have to steam and peel them, or some people would say make sure you use Italian, like Romas. I just use whatever canned tomatoes are on sale, and I think I get just as good of a result. So please, I want you to try it, enjoy it, and subscribe and comment. Comment all the time. Thank you. Have a great day.